A new war is underway. No missiles, no soldiers, just data, chips, and code. And it could decide who rules the future. In 2025, tariffs are no longer just taxes, they're weapons, and artificial intelligence is caught in the crossfire. What happens when the world's most powerful technology gets tangled in a global trade war? That's what we're about to find out. From the bustling factories of Asia to the gleaming tech hubs of Silicon Valley, a new battle is being waged. This isn't a war fought with tanks and troops, but with data, algorithms, and the economic might of nations. At the center of this storm are two powerful forces: tariffs and artificial intelligence. The decisions made today, in these early years of the 21st century, will reverberate for decades to come. Will we harness the power of technology to forge a brighter future, or will we succumb to the siren song of protectionism and division? The answers, as we'll see, are far from simple. Join me as we unravel the complex web of tariffs, AI, and global trade, and explore the profound implications for our future. This is a story of innovation and disruption, of collaboration and competition, and ultimately, of the choices we must make as we navigate this uncharted territory. To understand the current landscape, we must first grasp the concept of tariffs. Tariffs, though often discussed in the context of modern trade wars, are not a new phenomenon. They have been a cornerstone of economic policy for centuries, shaping the way nations interact and compete on the global stage. At their core, tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods, but their implications stretch far beyond a simple price increase. They are a tool wielded by governments to influence trade, protect domestic industries, and even assert political power. To truly appreciate their significance, we must delve into their history, their purpose, and their far-reaching consequences. Simply put, tariffs are taxes levied on imported goods, making them more expensive for consumers and businesses. This price increase can serve multiple purposes. For one, it can encourage consumers to buy domestically produced goods, thereby supporting local industries and jobs. For businesses, it can level the playing field by making foreign competitors' products less attractive due to their higher cost. However, the effects of tariffs are not always straightforward. While they may protect certain industries, they can also lead to higher costs for raw materials, which in turn can hurt other sectors of the economy. For example, a tariff on imported steel might benefit domestic steel producers, but harm industries that rely on steel, such as automotive manufacturing. This delicate balance is what makes tariffs such a powerful yet controversial tool in economic policy. They're tools of economic policy, designed to protect domestic industries, generate revenue, or exert pressure on trading partners. Governments often use tariffs as a way to shield fledgling industries from foreign competition, giving them time to grow and become competitive on a global scale. This strategy, known as protectionism, has been employed by nations throughout history, from the early days of industrialization to the modern era. Tariffs can also serve as a source of revenue for governments, particularly in countries where other forms of taxation are less developed. In some cases, tariffs are used as a bargaining chip in international negotiations, a way to exert pressure on trading partners to achieve favorable terms. However, this approach can backfire, leading to retaliatory measures and escalating tensions. Throughout history, tariffs have been used to shape global trade flows, spark economic growth, and, unfortunately, ignite trade wars. The history of tariffs is a testament to their power and their potential for both good and harm. In the 19th century, tariffs played a key role in the industrialization of many nations, providing the protection needed for nascent industries to thrive. However, they have also been at the center of some of the most contentious economic disputes in history. Trade wars, fueled by tit-for-tat tariff increases, have disrupted global markets, strained international relations, and in some cases led to economic downturns. The infamous Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, for example, is often cited as a contributing factor to the Great Depression, as it led to a collapse in international trade and a spiral of retaliatory measures. From the American Revolution's resistance to British taxes to the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act that deepened the Great Depression, the impact of tariffs has been profound and often unpredictable. The Boston Tea Party, a seminal event in American history, was a direct response to British tariffs on tea, highlighting the role of tariffs in shaping not just economic policy, but also political movements. Similarly, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, though intended to protect American farmers and manufacturers during the Great Depression, had the opposite effect, exacerbating the economic crisis and leading to widespread unemployment. These historical examples underscore the complexity of tariffs and the need for careful consideration in their implementation. In recent years, tariffs have re-emerged as a weapon of choice in the escalating trade tensions between the United States and China. This modern trade war, often described as a battle for economic supremacy, has brought tariffs back into the spotlight. The United States, under the Trump administration, imposed tariffs on a wide range of Chinese goods, citing concerns over intellectual property theft, unfair trade practices, and a growing trade deficit. China responded in kind, targeting American products with tariffs of its own. This tit-for-tat escalation has had far-reaching implications, not just for the two nations involved, but for the global economy as a whole. These two economic giants, vying for global dominance, have imposed tit-for-tat tariffs on billions of dollars worth of each other's goods, sending shockwaves through global markets and fueling fears of a protracted trade war. The impact of these tariffs has been felt across industries, from agriculture to technology. As businesses grapple with higher costs and uncertainty, farmers in the United States, for example, have faced significant challenges due to Chinese tariffs on American agricultural products, while tech companies have had to navigate disruptions in their supply chains. The stock market, too, has been affected, with investors reacting to each new development in the trade war. This uncertainty has made it difficult for businesses to plan for the future, further compounding the economic impact. While the stated aim of these tariffs may be to protect domestic jobs and industries, the reality is far more complex. In some cases, tariffs have succeeded in reviving struggling industries, such as steel and aluminum production in the United States. However, these gains have often come at a cost, with other sectors of the economy bearing the brunt of higher prices and reduced competitiveness. The automotive industry, for example, has faced higher costs for raw materials, leading to job losses and plant closures. Economists and policymakers continue to debate the effectiveness of tariffs as a tool for achieving economic goals, with some arguing that they do more harm than good in the long run. Tariffs often lead to unintended consequences, including higher prices for consumers, supply chain disruptions, and retaliatory measures from trading partners. These consequences can have a ripple effect, impacting not just businesses and consumers but also the broader economy. Higher prices for goods can lead to reduced consumer spending, which in turn can slow economic growth. Supply chain disruptions can create bottlenecks, delaying the production and delivery of goods. Retaliatory measures from trading partners can escalate tensions, leading to further economic and political instability. These challenges highlight the need for a nuanced approach to trade policy, one that takes into account the complex interplay of economic, political, and social factors. The true cost of these trade wars, both economic and geopolitical, is yet to be fully understood. As nations continue to grapple with the challenges of globalization and economic interdependence, the role of tariffs in shaping the future of trade remains a topic of intense debate. Will they serve as a tool for fostering economic growth and protecting national interests, or will they become a source of conflict and division? Only time will tell. What is clear, however, is that the levers of economic power, including tariffs, must be wielded with care and foresight, as their impact can be profound and far-reaching. At the same time that tariffs are reshaping global trade, another powerful force is transforming our world: artificial intelligence. AI, in its simplest form, is the ability of machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as learning, problem-solving, and decision-making. From self-driving cars to personalized medicine, AI is already having a profound impact on our lives, and its influence is only set to grow. This technology has the potential to revolutionize industries, boost productivity, and solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges. However, the rise of AI is not without its challenges. Concerns about job displacement, algorithmic bias, and the ethical implications of increasingly autonomous machines are fueling debates about the responsible development and deployment of this powerful technology. Governments and businesses around the world are investing heavily in AI research and development, recognizing its strategic importance in the 21st century. The race for AI supremacy is on, and the stakes couldn't be higher. At first glance, tariffs and artificial intelligence might seem like disparate issues, but in reality, their destinies are deeply intertwined, shaping the future of global economies. The trade war, fueled by tariffs, is having a profound impact on the development and deployment of AI, creating both challenges and opportunities for industries worldwide. On the one hand, tariffs are disrupting global supply chains, driving up the cost of key components, and hindering collaboration between researchers and companies in the US and China, two major players in AI. This, in turn, is slowing down innovation and potentially giving an edge to other countries vying for AI dominance as they seek to capitalize on the disruption. On the other hand, the trade war is also forcing companies to adapt and innovate, finding new ways to mitigate the impact of tariffs and remain competitive. This is where AI comes in, offering solutions that were once unimaginable. Businesses are increasingly turning to AI-powered solutions to optimize their supply chains, automate processes, and gain a competitive edge in the face of uncertainty and rising costs. To understand the impact of tariffs on artificial intelligence, we must first delve into the complex dynamics of the US-China trade war. This trade war, which has been brewing for years, is not just a series of economic skirmishes. It represents a deeper struggle for influence and control in a rapidly changing global economy. This economic standoff, characterized by tit-for-tat tariffs and escalating rhetoric, is about more than just trade imbalances or intellectual property rights. It's a clash of ideologies, economic systems, and visions for the future. At its core, it's a competition to define the rules of the 21st century global economy. It's really, a battle for global technological supremacy, with artificial intelligence at the very heart of the conflict. AI is not just another technological advancement. It's a transformative force that has the potential to revolutionize industries, economies, and even societies. The US and China, the world's two largest economies, are also the leading contenders in the race for AI dominance. Silicon Valley and Shenzhen have become the epicenters of this technological rivalry, each representing a unique approach to innovation and development. Both nations recognize the transformative potential of this technology, investing heavily in research and development, and vying for control of crucial resources like data, talent, and intellectual property. The competition extends beyond borders, influencing global policies and partnerships. However, the trade war is casting a long shadow over this technological competition. The imposition of tariffs and restrictions has created an environment of uncertainty, making it harder for companies to plan long-term strategies. The tariffs imposed by both sides on billions of dollars worth of goods are disrupting global supply chains, driving up costs, and hindering collaboration between researchers and companies in both countries. This disruption is not just economic, it's also stifling innovation and slowing down progress in critical areas of AI development. This escalating conflict has raised concerns about a new kind of Cold War, one fought not with tanks and missiles but with algorithms, data, and technological innovation. The implications of this shift are profound, as it could redefine how nations interact and compete on the global stage. The stakes are incredibly high, with the potential to reshape the global balance of power for decades to come. As the world watches this unfolding drama, the question remains, will this rivalry lead to greater innovation and progress, or will it deepen divisions and hinder global cooperation in addressing the challenges of the future? The roots of the US-China trade war run deep, entangled in a complex web of economic, political, and technological factors. At the heart of the conflict lie long-standing US concerns about China's trade practices, including allegations of intellectual property theft, forced technology transfer, and unfair subsidies for Chinese companies. These concerns, simmering for years, reached a boiling point during the Trump administration, which adopted an aggressive approach to trade policy, imposing tariffs on a wide range of Chinese goods. The stated aim was to protect American jobs, reduce the trade deficit, and force China to change its trade practices. China, for its part, has denied these allegations, viewing the US actions as protectionist and a threat to its economic rise. Beijing has responded with retaliatory tariffs on American goods, targeting key industries like agriculture and manufacturing, and intensifying efforts to become technologically self-reliant. This tit-for-tat exchange of tariffs marked the beginning of a trade war that has continued to escalate, with both sides digging in their heels and showing little appetite for compromise. The economic and geopolitical ramifications of this conflict have been far-reaching, impacting businesses, consumers, and the global economy as a whole. While the US-China trade war is often framed in terms of trade deficits and manufacturing jobs, its impact on the development and deployment of artificial intelligence is equally profound. AI, often referred to as the electricity of the 21st century, is reshaping industries, economies, and even geopolitics. The trade war, however, has introduced significant challenges to this transformative technology, creating ripple effects that extend far beyond the two nations involved. The tariffs, export controls, and restrictions on investment are disrupting the global flow of technology, talent, and data that are essential for AI innovation. These measures have not only slowed the exchange of critical resources but have also created bottlenecks in the supply chain. For instance, semiconductors, the backbone of AI systems, are now harder to source, leading to delays in production and increased costs for companies worldwide. AI research thrives on collaboration, with researchers and companies around the world building on each other's work to advance the field. This interconnected ecosystem has been a driving force behind breakthroughs in machine learning, natural language processing, and robotics. However, the current geopolitical climate is threatening this synergy. The free flow of ideas and expertise, once a hallmark of AI research, is now being replaced by barriers and restrictions. However, the trade war has created an atmosphere of mistrust and suspicion, making it more difficult for researchers in the US and China to collaborate on AI projects. This mistrust is not limited to academia. It extends to private companies and even governments, where concerns over intellectual property theft and national security are driving a wedge between potential collaborators. The tariffs themselves are also directly impacting the AI industry, as many AI systems rely on components and hardware, such as semiconductors and microchips, that are subject to tariffs. These components are not just expensive but also increasingly scarce, as manufacturers struggle to meet demand amidst trade restrictions. This scarcity is forcing companies to rethink their supply chains, often at the expense of efficiency and innovation. The increased costs associated with these tariffs are squeezing profit margins, delaying product development cycles, and hindering the adoption of AI technologies. Startups in particular are feeling the pinch, as they often lack the financial resources to absorb these additional costs. This is stifling innovation at a time when the world is looking to AI to solve some of its most pressing challenges, from climate change to healthcare. Furthermore, the trade war has fueled a global race for AI supremacy, with countries around the world, including the US, China, and the European Union, vying for leadership in this strategically important field. This race is not just about economic dominance, it also has implications for national security and global influence. As nations pour resources into AI development, the stakes are higher than ever. This competition, while potentially driving innovation, also carries risks of fragmentation and duplication of effort, hindering the collective progress of AI development. Instead of pooling resources and knowledge, countries are increasingly working in silos, leading to inefficiencies and missed opportunities. The question remains, can the global AI community overcome these challenges to unlock the full potential of this transformative technology? The trade war has injected a new level of volatility and uncertainty into global markets, making it more challenging for businesses to plan for the future. Over the past few years, the global trade landscape has undergone significant shifts, driven by geopolitical tensions, policy changes, and economic disruptions. These factors have created an environment where businesses are constantly on edge, trying to anticipate the next move in a game that seems to have no clear rules. The unpredictability of tariffs, sanctions, and trade agreements has left many companies scrambling to adapt, often with little warning. This new reality has forced organizations to rethink their strategies and seek innovative solutions to stay competitive in an increasingly complex world. Traditional forecasting methods, often based on historical data and linear projections, are struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of change and the unpredictable nature of trade disputes. These methods, while reliable in more stable times, are now proving inadequate in the face of dynamic and multifaceted challenges. For decades, businesses relied on past trends and patterns to predict future outcomes, but the current trade environment has rendered many of these models obsolete. The sheer volume of data generated by global trade, combined with the speed at which conditions can change, has overwhelmed traditional systems. As a result, companies are finding it increasingly difficult to make accurate predictions, leading to inefficiencies, missed opportunities, and financial losses. This is where AI-powered predictive analytics is emerging as a game changer, enabling businesses to make more informed decisions in the face of uncertainty. By harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, companies can process vast amounts of data in real time, uncovering insights that were previously hidden or inaccessible. AI algorithms are designed to identify patterns and correlations that human analysts might overlook, providing a level of precision and foresight that is unmatched by traditional methods. This technology is not just about crunching numbers, it's about transforming raw data into actionable intelligence that can drive strategic decision-making. From identifying emerging market trends to predicting the impact of policy changes, AI is revolutionizing the way businesses approach trade and commerce. Predictive analytics leverages AI algorithms and machine learning to analyze vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and generate forecasts with a higher degree of accuracy than traditional methods. Machine learning, a subset of AI, enables systems to learn and improve over time, adapting to new information and refining their predictions. This iterative process allows businesses to stay ahead of the curve, anticipating changes before they occur and responding with agility. For example, predictive analytics can help companies forecast demand for their products, optimize inventory levels, and streamline supply chain operations. By integrating AI into their decision-making processes, organizations can reduce uncertainty and enhance their ability to navigate the complexities of global trade. In the context of the trade war, predictive analytics is being used to anticipate potential tariff hikes, identify alternative suppliers, and optimize pricing strategies to minimize the impact of trade-related disruptions. These tools enable businesses to simulate various scenarios, assessing the potential outcomes of different policy decisions and market conditions. For instance, a company facing the threat of increased tariffs on imported goods can use predictive analytics to evaluate the feasibility of sourcing materials from alternative suppliers or shifting production to other regions. Similarly, businesses can analyze pricing strategies to determine the optimal balance between competitiveness and profitability, ensuring they remain viable in a challenging economic environment. By leveraging AI, companies can turn uncertainty into opportunity, positioning themselves for success in an ever-changing world. For example, AI algorithms can analyze historical trade data, news sentiment, and even social media trends to identify early warning signs of potential trade disputes or policy changes. This capability is particularly valuable in a world where information travels at lightning speed, and the smallest development can have far-reaching implications. By monitoring a wide range of data sources, AI can detect subtle shifts in sentiment or behavior that might indicate an impending trade conflict or regulatory change. This proactive approach allows businesses to stay ahead of the curve, making adjustments before disruptions occur. Whether it's identifying new market opportunities or mitigating risks, AI-powered analytics provides a competitive edge in a rapidly evolving landscape. This early warning system allows businesses to proactively adjust their sourcing, production, or pricing strategies, mitigating the impact of trade-related disruptions. For example, a manufacturer might use AI to identify alternative suppliers in regions less affected by trade tensions, ensuring a steady flow of materials and minimizing production delays. Similarly, a retailer could leverage predictive analytics to optimize inventory levels, avoiding overstocking or stockouts in response to fluctuating demand. By taking a proactive approach, companies can reduce their exposure to risk and maintain operational continuity, even in the face of significant challenges. This level of adaptability is essential in today's fast-paced and unpredictable trade environment, where the ability to respond quickly can mean the difference between success and failure. Predictive analytics is also being used to optimize logistics and transportation, forecasting demand fluctuations, identifying potential bottlenecks, and optimizing shipping routes to minimize delays and reduce costs. The logistics industry, which serves as the backbone of global trade, is particularly well suited to benefit from AI-driven insights. By analyzing data from a variety of sources, including weather reports, traffic patterns, and historical shipping data, AI can help companies plan more efficient routes and schedules. This not only reduces costs but also improves delivery times and customer satisfaction. In addition, predictive analytics can identify potential disruptions, such as port congestion or labor strikes, allowing businesses to develop contingency plans and avoid costly delays. By streamlining logistics operations, AI is helping companies navigate the complexities of global trade with greater efficiency and precision. In an era of volatile fuel prices and geopolitical uncertainty, these AI-powered tools are proving invaluable for businesses seeking to navigate the complexities of global trade. The cost of fuel, which represents a significant portion of transportation expenses, can fluctuate dramatically due to factors such as political instability, natural disasters, and changes in supply and demand. By using predictive analytics, companies can anticipate these fluctuations and adjust their operations accordingly, minimizing the impact on their bottom line. Similarly, AI can help businesses assess the potential risks and opportunities associated with geopolitical developments, such as trade agreements, sanctions, or conflicts. By providing a clearer picture of the global trade landscape, AI empowers organizations to make more informed decisions and stay ahead of the competition. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the ability to navigate uncertainty and adapt to change will be critical for success in the global marketplace. The rapid advancements in artificial intelligence are not only transforming industries and economies, but they are also redefining the very fabric of human society. From healthcare to transportation, AI is revolutionizing how we live, work, and interact. However, one of the most profound and potentially dangerous impacts of AI lies in its application to warfare. The integration of AI into military systems is reshaping the landscape of warfare in ways that were once confined to the realm of science fiction. Drones that can autonomously identify and eliminate targets, surveillance systems that can track individuals across vast distances, and decision-making algorithms that operate at speeds far beyond human comprehension are no longer theoretical. They are becoming a reality. As the US and China engage in a high-stakes trade war, the competition extends far beyond tariffs and trade deficits. It is a battle for technological supremacy, with AI at the forefront. Both nations are investing heavily in AI research and development, recognizing that dominance in this field could translate into unparalleled economic and military power. This competition is fueled by a race to achieve technological dominance, with each side striving to outpace the other in innovation and implementation. The stakes are enormous, as the winner could set the standards and rules for the global AI landscape, influencing everything from international trade to military strategy. Concerns are growing about the potential for AI to be weaponized, turning tools of innovation into instruments of destruction. The development of autonomous weapon systems capable of making life or death decisions without human intervention is no longer a distant possibility, but an imminent reality. This has sparked fears of a new arms race, one that is not defined by the number of tanks or missiles a nation possesses, but by the sophistication and capabilities of its AI systems. The consequences of such a race are unpredictable and potentially catastrophic, as nations rush to develop technologies that could outpace their ability to control them. AI's ability to analyze vast amounts of data, identify patterns, and make decisions at speeds beyond human capacity makes it a powerful tool for military applications. These capabilities are being harnessed to create systems that can process intelligence, predict enemy movements, and even execute complex strategies with minimal human oversight. The speed and efficiency of AI systems are unmatched, allowing them to process information and respond to threats in real time. This gives militaries a significant advantage, enabling them to act faster and more decisively than their adversaries. However, this same speed and efficiency also raise concerns about the potential for errors and unintended consequences. When decisions are made in milliseconds, there is little room for human intervention or correction, increasing the risk of catastrophic mistakes. AI-powered systems are already being developed and deployed for intelligence gathering, surveillance, and target identification. These systems can analyze vast amounts of data from multiple sources, providing military commanders with a comprehensive view of the battlefield. In addition to intelligence and surveillance, AI is being integrated into weapon systems, including autonomous vehicles and drones. These systems are designed to operate independently, carrying out missions without direct human control. The development of these systems raises profound ethical and strategic questions about the future of warfare. Should machines be allowed to make decisions that could result in the loss of human life? What safeguards should be put in place to prevent misuse or unintended consequences? The prospect of AI-powered warfare raises concerns about an accelerating arms race, as countries scramble to develop and deploy ever more sophisticated AI systems. This race is not just about gaining a military edge, it is also about establishing dominance in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Defense contractors and engineers are working tirelessly to create the next generation of AI systems, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. However, this relentless pursuit of innovation comes with significant risks, as the technology outpaces our ability to fully understand or control it. As militaries around the world integrate AI into their operations, the line between human and machine becomes increasingly blurred. Soldiers are now working alongside robots, relying on AI to enhance their capabilities and improve their chances of success on the battlefield. This competition could lead to a destabilization of the global security order, as nations prioritize technological advancement over diplomatic solutions. The risk of miscalculation and accidental escalation increases, as AI systems operate at speeds and levels of complexity that are difficult for humans to comprehend. The potential for errors and unintended consequences is a significant concern. Accidental explosions, misinterpreted signals, and other mistakes could escalate conflicts, leading to devastating outcomes. Even more alarming is the possibility of autonomous conflicts spiraling out of control. As AI systems become more advanced, the risk of them acting independently without human oversight becomes a real and pressing concern. Moreover, the development of autonomous weapon systems capable of selecting and engaging targets without human intervention raises profound ethical dilemmas. These systems challenge our understanding of accountability and responsibility in warfare. Critics argue that machines should never be given the power to make life or death decisions. They warn of the potential for unintended consequences, algorithmic bias, and the erosion of human control over the use of force. The ethical implications of AI in warfare are complex and far-reaching. How do we ensure that these systems are used responsibly? What measures can be taken to prevent misuse or abuse? Algorithmic bias is another significant concern. If AI systems are trained on biased data, they may make decisions that are unfair or discriminatory. This could have serious consequences, particularly in high-stakes military scenarios. As AI systems become more advanced, there is a growing fear that they could surpass human supervision, making decisions that are beyond our control. This raises questions about the role of humans in warfare and the potential for machines to take over critical functions. We stand at a crossroads in human history, a moment of both immense promise and profound peril. The choices we make now will ripple through time, shaping the lives of billions and defining the legacy of our civilization. This is a pivotal moment, one that demands our attention, our wisdom, and our courage. Artificial intelligence, with its transformative power, has the potential to reshape our world in ways we can only begin to imagine. From revolutionizing healthcare and education to addressing climate change and global inequality, AI holds the key to unlocking solutions to challenges that have long seemed insurmountable. It could usher in an era of unprecedented prosperity, improve our lives in countless ways, and help us solve some of humanity's most pressing challenges. Imagine a world where diseases are eradicated, where clean energy powers every home, and where knowledge is accessible to all, regardless of geography or circumstance. However, AI also poses significant risks, from the potential for job displacement and the erosion of privacy to the weaponization of AI and the emergence of autonomous machines capable of making life or death decisions without human intervention. These risks are not distant possibilities. They are challenges we are beginning to face today, and they demand immediate and thoughtful action. The choices we make today about how we develop, deploy, and govern AI will determine whether this powerful technology fulfills its promise or leads us down a path of unintended consequences. Will we prioritize ethical frameworks and global cooperation, or will we allow short-term gains to overshadow long-term stability? The future is not yet written. It is a blank canvas waiting for us to decide what kind of world we want to create. Every decision, every action, and every policy will contribute to the picture we paint for future generations. It is up to us, as citizens of a global community, to shape the trajectory of AI, to ensure that it is used for good, and to create a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. This responsibility is not limited to governments or corporations. It belongs to each of us as individuals and as members of society. The time for action is now. We cannot afford to wait for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. The decisions we make today will echo through the corridors of time, influencing the lives of countless generations yet to come. The decisions we make today will determine the course of history for generations to come. Let us choose wisely, with foresight and compassion, so that we may leave behind a legacy of hope, progress, and unity for those who will inherit the world we shape.